Hey guys, this is Eskimo Poodle, and we're back. We are here to start our new Let's Play series of Dark Souls 2: Scholar of the First Sin on the Sony PlayStation 4. Dark Souls 2 is also available on PC and Xbox 360 and PS3 and PS4 and probably PS5 and Xbox One and all that other good stuff. However, the Scholar of the First Sin edition differs from a couple ways in some other. It differs in several ways from like a system to system. So like I think the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions, the Scholar of the First Sin version of the game, just has all the DLC included, whereas on PS4, Xbox One, PC, and probably the newer consoles, what it does is it changes item locations and enemy locations in the playthrough. So, like, let's say you go to the first area in regular Dark Souls 2, and there's like, let's say, an undead guy there. But then you go there in Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin, and instead of that undead guy, there's a wolf. I mean, I'm just making stuff up right here, but that's the general idea. Is they change stuff up, like some enemies that would previously show up throughout the game as like little kind of mini bosses in certain areas, now primarily all show up in one area. So stuff like that. I think I did start just to make sure of how well this was running. Yeah, so let's delete that, Mr. Testy. So yeah, definitely go for the PS4 version or the Xbox One or the PC version. As of when I'm playing this right now, on the PC version at least, there's no online for some reason because hackers or some bullshit. I don't know the exact. Thing that's going on, but something like that. So my original plan was to wait to record this on PS4 when I got like a 4K recording setup, like a console recording 4K type device. But honestly, this will look good enough for Dark Souls 2. It'll look still pretty good at 1080, and it looks really good. It looks really good for me on my 65-inch TV, so I'm happy. Now, about the game, some people would consider this more or less the black sheep of Dark Souls series. Some people consider it to be really good. Some people consider it to be one of the best in the series. Frankly, I really like it. However, there are some things about it that I don't like. But overall, I'd say I like this as much or more than original Dark Souls. However, I still prefer Bloodborne. Oh, and before I forget to mention this, Dark Souls 2 Original came out before Bloodborne, I think like a year or two actually. And then Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin, the version we're playing, came out a few months after Bloodborne released, maybe half a year to a year. I don't remember the exact date. So some of the stuff from Bloodborne that they did is not going to be present here in Dark Souls. I mean, actually, most of it really, but like some like the little improvements they made, like in that version, in that game, that carried over like Dark Souls 3 a little bit. We're not going to see those here in Dark Souls 2. So, oh well. But other than that, let me check something real fast, and we'll get started. Alright, let's get started with new game. Unlike Dark Souls 1 and Bloodborne, you don't create your character immediately after watching like the intro cutscene, or however it was. You actually go through a tiny little bit of gameplay, and then you create your character. There's still going to be a cutscene. Honestly, this game is actually very story heavy compared to the other some of the other Dark Souls games. Like with like Bloodborne and Dark Souls, you kind of had to piece together the lore, and people would give like one or two lines of dialogue. This game has the opposite problem, where you talk to somebody and they have like 12 lines of dialogue that takes like 10 minutes to go through. It's actually kind of ridiculous. So there's going to be large stretches of me just listening to dialogue and zoning out because these guys talk for a while. I think the opening cutscene is actually pretty long, but let's find out. Let me turn off commentary so I don't like sneeze or fart during the intro, and let's go.
Perhaps you've seen it, maybe in a dream, a murky, forgotten land. A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything once branded. The symbol of the curse. An augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drang Lake. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Like a moth drawn to a flame, your wings will burn in anguish, time after time. For that is your fate, the fate of the cursed.
things betwixt, aka our little starting tutorial zone. When I first saw this game, I really didn't care for the art style, and frankly, I still think it's kind of ugly, but we'll survive either way. At the moment, if we look at our equipment here, we have nothing except for some clothes. However, right off the bat, you'll see several welcome changes. One, I think your tool belt down here is bigger. Two, you can now hold up to 3 of left hand and right hand weapons each. And finally, we get 4 ring slots. Yeah. Oh, and this thing right here that says 000000, we'll find out about those rather quickly. So, I will say that I'm not a huge fan of this particular menu because it gives you, I feel like it gives you less information on, I feel like it gives you less information on like equipment and stuff like that. Like it seems like it gives you less overall numbers for like when you're looking at like your your weapon or something. It's just kind of weird. Now they also introduced a new way for jumps right here. Personally, I'm going to keep it back on circle, but they also introduced it where you can press L3 to do your jump. Some people like that. Some people don't. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to turn the sound effects down very slightly because I think sometimes the sound effects in this game can be kind of loud. I think music should be fine right there. I think we're good right there. Other than that, though, our controls are largely the same from Dark Souls 1. R1 to attack, R2 to heavy attack. We got our stamina bar up there. You'll notice immediately that we have half health. Triangle to two-hand. Left and right to switch through your weapons. Up and down to switch through your... Or down to switch through your items. And up to switch through your magics. Which we don't have any. And I think on this character we probably won't have too many. Circle, roll. X is your interact. Square uses your items. Stamina in this game, you're definitely going to want to put points into stamina, because as you can see, our little stamina bar does not last terribly long at the moment. Yeah, so, oh well. If you look around here, press the lock on R3, there's little enemies here. They're pretty weak. You can punch them and kill them and get a couple souls. However, I don't recommend doing that for a few minutes, because as soon as you hit one of them, they all attack you. And, yeah. Pick up item, get ourselves a rusted coin. I do believe that increases your item discovery for, like 5 minutes or something like that. So, that's pretty cool. Yeah, right now these guys are just running away from you. They don't care about you. They're not going to bother you. They have no quarrel or qualms with you, so just leave them alone. And, yeah, we're good to go. And our goal is to go right through here. And this is where we're going to be able to make our choices for starting class right now. Because if we look at our status, we're level 1 with 1 point and everything. I think this is the lowest that any character in any Dark Souls game has ever started. It's just, 1, nothing. One thing about this status screen that I'm not a huge fan of is you can't see your current HP to your maximum HP. I don't know, it's weird. Like, it shows you your, maximum HP, but it never shows you, what your current HP is. You just kind of have to guess. It might show it here. No, 546 health. Yeah, you can't, see how much health you have right now with your, with, your health being lowered or whatever. So, it's kind of weird. Oh, well. If we go through here, we can grab an item. Frankly, I think we might want to... feel like we might want to wait. I think that's where we just got the rusted coin. Yeah, if we go through there, we can get an item. Let's wait on that for a minute. And instead, let's go actually make our character because, well, why not? See. By the way, there's a good chance I'm going to try to press triangle to open doors and stuff like that, because that's what the interact button in Elden Ring is, and I've been playing that for a little while, so, oops.
What seems to be the ruckus?
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse. It's an undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them.
Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
What is your name?
Let's see, L2 to go up, and I think we're just going to call ourselves just good old Poodle. Sounds fantastic. I think on the PC version I named myself Magic Poodle because I played as a magic character.
At least you know your own name. Here's your reward for sharing. It's a human effigy.
Take a closer look.
Who do you think it's supposed to be? Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
And here we go. We can make our character. Let's go. Alright. Class and gift. Let's go over the gifts real fast. So you can start off with no gift. The life ring increases your health by 5%. Don't pick this. We're going to get a life ring sooner rather than later, so don't even worry about it. And even the life ring we find is just not going to be that great. Human effigies are basically your humanity in this game, and they also serve a few other purposes. So you'll notice that we were at 50% health when we started the game. How this game works is it's kind of similar to Demon Souls, in when you die, you lose a bit of your maximum health. Unlike in Demon Souls, where you just plummet to 50%, in Dark Souls 2, you lose 5% of your maximum health until you use a human effigy. It does go all the way up to 50% health loss if you die a bunch. So if you get to that far, well, sucks for you. And there's a ring that you can wear similar to the Cling Ring that puts it that the maximum health you'll lose is 20% or 25%, so you'll be at 75 or 80% instead of 50% when you're fully hollowed. So human effigies are nice, but we're going to find plenty in this game. I'm not even worried about it. Also, they do stuff at bonfires that we'll see later. Healing wares are actually really nice. This game introduces an item that never comes back as far as I'm aware, and it's a real shame because it's real nice. So if you look at the right side of the screen in our little tool belt right there, you'll see a tiny little white gem, a green ball, a bigger white gem, and then a large gold gem. So the green ball is poison moss. It recovers you from poison. Fair enough. The three gems, they are called from left to right. The small one is a life gem. The second one is a radiant life gem, and the third one is a old radiant life gem. Each one of those recovers a certain amount of health over a certain amount of time. I think for the regular basic tiny life gem, it recovers like 600 or 700 health over like 12 or 15 seconds or something like that. So it's real nice. It's a tiny little healing over time. And then the Radiant Life Gem in the middle, it recovers more over a longer period. And finally, the other one, the last one, recovers the most over a longer period again. So they're actually really good for just topping up your health instead of using your Estus Flask. So I really like these. These are fantastic little items. I'll probably take this gift because why not? Yeah, they don't bring them back in future games as far as I'm aware because, frankly, they're kind of overpowered. One thing that you don't get told about these little life gems is you can stack the same tier. So let's say I have 2 regular tiny little life gems. I can use them both, and it'll give me the healing of both of them at the same time, so I'll basically heal twice as fast. It'll last however long each one is supposed to last. So like I think they last like 12 seconds each or something like that. So they'll each last for 12 seconds. But you cannot stack you cannot stack different tiers of life gems. Like you can't crush a middle tier life gem and then also crush the bigger one and get both of those healings. No, you have to crush two of the same tier. But they're really good for getting topped off, and they're not hard to get. So this is just a nice little starting bonus, which is pretty nice. Homeward Bone takes you back to where you start. I think you only get one, which is kind of a shame. Seed of a Tree of Giants. This is kind of weird. What this does is if you get invaded, you use this, and if I remember correctly, what it does is it makes it so that enemies attack the invaders, which normally they ignore invaders. So that's good for like PvP and stuff. Bonfire Ascetics. Toss into the bonfire to raise the strength of nearby foes, only for those who seek greater challenges. What this does is you burn it at a bonfire, and it raises the area that the bonfire pertains to into the next new game cycle. So let's say I burn this at the upcoming bonfire. The tutorial area that is covered by this bonfire pretty much will be in New Game Plus, basically. It won't affect anything else for the rest of the game, just that one area. If you burn another bonfire ascetic at that same bonfire, it'll be in New Game Plus 2. If you're already on like New Game Plus 5 and you burn a bonfire ascetic, it'll put it up to plus 6. If you burn a bonfire ascetic during your initial playthrough, I think, I'm not entirely sure, but I think when you go there in your New Game Plus, it puts it up to the next tier of New Game Plus. So like if I burn it here in the tutorial area, it should be like New Game Plus 3 if we actually go in, or New Game Plus 2 if we go into New Game Plus. So really good for farming stuff. And Petrified Something, you remember the crows from Dark Souls and Demon Souls? Well, they're back, more or less. Slightly different form, but they are back. And they let you trade for items, so not too bad. Actually, I wonder how many Homeward Bones you do get. It doesn't tell you, but... let's just go ahead and choose Healing Wares, just for the extra life gems and stuff like that, because that'll just be really nice. You could grab the Petrified Something and hope for a good drop from the crows, but you might just get like an upgrade mat that you can't use for like 30 hours or something. You know what? I will decide right now if I'm going to take the Healing Wares or the Petrified Something. I have a dice in my hand. If it lands on an even number, I will take the Healing Wares. If it lands on a odd number, I'll take the Petrified Something. It landed on 2, so I will take the Healing Wares. Alright, cool. Classes. Alright, so we've got a couple classes here. Off the bat, for Pyromancy fellas, you'll notice there's no Pyromancy option. Pyromancy is in the game, it's just not a starting class this time. So, we got the Warrior, which has lots of strength and a decent amount of dexterity, so not a bad choice just for starting off right there. We have the Knight, which has high HP and adaptability. Adaptability is a stat that a lot of people are not a huge fan of. What it does is it raises the potency of your... Okay, not your potency. It increases the iframes, or the of like your dodges, and it also slightly increases the speed of how you drink your Estus Flask. So off the bat, your Estus Flask drinks kind of slow in this game, and then if you level up your adaptability up to like 30, I think, you end up basically with the same Estus speed as Dark Souls 1. And then you also end up with like the same roll speed as Dark Souls 1 with the same invincibility frames. You might get like slightly more actually, I'm not entirely sure. But you basically need to upgrade that for slightly faster Estus drinking and slightly more invincibility frames on your rolls. If you don't mind the speed of the Estus, and if you can somehow, deal with the dodges you already have, don't even bother. I mean, it's not entirely necessary. Swordsman has really good dexterity right off the bat, which is really nice because it lets you dual wield. Now, unlike Dark Souls 1 Demon Souls, dual wielding is actually a thing in this game. Now, in those two games, you could put a weapon in your left hand and press L1, and you would get your attacks off. It wouldn't be great, but it would work. However, here in Dark Souls 2, there is something called power stancing, which is basically a fancy term for proper dual wielding. How power stancing works in this game, they actually brought it back in Elden Ring in a slightly simplified fashion, but in this particular game, how this works is, in order to power stance weapons, they need to be of the same weapon class, so you can power stance like 2 daggers, or 2 swords, or 2 maces, but you can't power stance like a sword and like a mace or something. I think it does cross work with like similar weapons, I think, for this game. I'm not entirely sure. Like, I think this game it might be like curved swords and swords will do it, but I tend to stick with like the like 2 curved swords or whatever. And when you have those 2 curved swords in your left and your right hand, you hold down the triangle button instead of just pressing it, and if you have 1.5 times the stat requirements of the item, you'll go into a power stance mode where L1 and L2 have special attacks that use both weapons. R1 and R2 will still use your just regular right hand weapon, but L1 and L2 will use both weapons. So it's actually really cool, and I really like it. So I'm probably going to go Swordsman, and we're probably going to dual wield to start off at the very least. Curved swords, and we'll probably dual wield. We'll probably just try out lots of stuff just to have fun with this playthrough, because why not? But yeah, let's say you have a dagger that requires 4 strength and 10 dexterity. In order to power stance those, you would need 6 strength and 15 dexterity, because that would be 1.5 times the stats required to wield it. And if it's always going to be the stat requirement of the higher item. So if you have that dagger that requires 4 strength and 10 dex, and then you also have another dagger that requires 6 strength and 15 dex, then you would have to go 9 strength and let's see, I think 21 dex. It rounds up, I think. So probably closer to like 24 dex. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, you would have to do it for the higher tier weapon, not the lower one. It's still a pretty cool overall mechanic, and like I said, we're going to use it. Bandit is a dexterity class that starts with a bow and a hand axe, which is a strength weapon for some reason, but okay. The cleric is your faith build right here. He starts off with heal and a mace. He does not have the strength requirement to use the mace, as the mace requires 12 strength, but you can still two-hand it. Let's see, the sorcerer, he has a dagger, and he has a staff, and he has soul arrow, so not too shabby right there. The explorer is a pretty neat little class. As you can see, his strength and dexterity are kind of low. Actually, you know what? Let's go over stats real fast. By the way, deprived, everything starts at levels. Everything starts at 6 points. You don't get any weapons or armor or anything. But what you can do is you can put on the armor from, walking around like a hobo earlier. But let's look at stats real fast. Let's see. No, not you. stop that. Health. Here we go. Okay. Vigor increases your health. Endurance is your stamina, not your stamina and your equip load, just your stamina. Vitality is your equip load. So they split it into 2 stats right here. I think they kept it split for Dark Souls 3. And then I know in Elden Ring, they put it back into 1 stat, which is real nice. But yeah, you level up your stamina individually to your equipment load, which some people really like. And frankly, it's, not the best. Oh yeah, by the way, do you like how in Bloodborne we had 6 stats and now we have 10 stats? Yeah. Attunement is for your spellcasting slots, so that's pretty self-explanatory. Let's see, strength is strength. Dexterity is dexterity, obviously. Adaptability. This is the one that makes it so that your Estus drinks slightly faster, or your rolls have slightly more iframes, or stuff like that. Oh, by the way, with attunement, it also increases your spellcasting speed by a small amount. I forget the exact amount, but it'll tell you as you level up how much it increases it by. It just says like cast speed at like 220 or something like that. I think it's like percentage based after a certain point, but spells tend to cast faster in this game than Dark Souls 1 that I've noticed. So, real nice. Intelligence for magic, and faith for miracles. I was about to call them incantations, since that's what they call them in Elden Ring, but yeah. So, with the Explorer, he doesn't start off very powerful. Like he has a dagger, and then he actually has like all of his clothes. I think he starts off with trying to figure out what that. I think he starts off with a couple arrows, but he doesn't actually have any bows to wield them with, which is kind of weird. But he also starts off with a ring, which. Trying to remember what that ring is. Hang on. What is that? What is that ring? Where you at, dude? Can't find him. That ring is... I think that's the Spell Quartz ring, actually. Which increases magic defense by 50. I think. Let me check. Let's see. Mr. Explorer, he starts off with... Yeah, okay, the Spell Quartz ring. He also starts off with a nice extra chunk of items compared to everybody else. So everybody else, you'll notice that they're getting an extra stack of life gems compared to also the healing wares. Whereas the Explorer, he starts off with that extra stack of life gems, as well as a throwing pot that does magic damage, a item that coats his weapon in magic damage, I think that's a prism stone. Yeah, prism stone, which I think are the ones that mark the path, right? Yeah. Those are the ones that mark the path. He starts off with 2 rusted coins, which make it so that you can get better item discovery. He starts off with repair powder, which is actually really nice in this game, due to how weapons work. And he starts off with an item called a Pharaoh's Lockstone. Pharaoh's Lockstones are basically keys for doors that lead to cool items and whatnot. So, honestly, I'm kind of tempted to start here with this guy. Let's see. I'd have to level up my strength and my dexterity to proper levels compared to the Swordsman. Because I think with the Swordsman, I would need to level up like 2 points of strength. Whereas this guy, I'd have to level up like 6. No, I'll probably just go with the swordsman. Yeah, let's just go with the swordsman. Like I said, I want to dual wield, and we'll get to it faster. And none of the stuff the explorer has is missable. It's just nice to have a nice little stack of some of this stuff. But yeah, for like a beginning character, this is not a bad choice. Simply for the fact that you get those nice extra items for survivability and whatnot. So, by the way, as we're looking at the classes, you'll notice something here. If we look at the... it's not letting me. If you look at the weapons and stuff of everybody, you'll notice that everybody starts off with kind of weird gear. So you can't really see with the warrior here, but I'm reasonably sure that the warrior has a broken straight sword as his... Yeah, he starts off with a broken straight sword as his weapon. Not the best. He also starts off with a shield and a full armor set, so good for him. Meanwhile, the knight, he doesn't have a helmet or a shield. The swordsman doesn't have a shield. The bandit doesn't have a shield. The cleric doesn't have a shield, and he also just only has the robe. The sorcerer is missing gloves and a helmet and a shield. Explorer doesn't have a shield. And deprived doesn't have anything. So yeah, a lot of these things just don't have like a shield or something to help them start. But oh well. Either way, swordsman. Let's go ahead and if I can get up to. We'll stay as a man right there. I think we're gonna go for. No, let's stay with the build that we got. Physique. I don't think it really matters. But let's go slightly more muscular because I'm a fat lard in real life. Face. Let's see. We can go. That guy just looks like a sad sack. I don't know why, but whatever. Go with that guy. Hair. Let's turn some hair on. Some of the options for creating your character in this game, not the best. We go with the bowl cut. Yeah, let's go with that. Why not? Hair color. Let's see. We're gonna be blue because why not? Eyebrows. If they have a monobrow, I'm taking it. They don't have a monobrow. The shame. Oh well. Eyebrow color. Let's match. Yeah, let's make them slightly darker. There we go. Let's see, eye color. Let's go. Let's go bright green there. Let's go. Beard. They don't have my preferred beard style, sadly. You know, the mutton chops into the mustache. Whatever. So let's just go with the mustache. And for the mustache, let's go. Let's go kind of like a light purple. There we go. Or a light blue, whatever color that is. Let's see. Tattoos, we can make ourselves look kind of cool. The tattoos, I'm not a huge fan of in the game. They're all big circles for some reason. I'm not sure why. Like, if you want a giant black circle in the middle of your face, go for it. You can move them around, I think, to actually be like in better spots, but not terribly worried about it. Okay, and then advanced settings, if you want to, like, you know, really like tweak the guy or whatever. Can I? Yeah, I wish you could get like my preferred beard there, but okay, we're gonna go blue hair swordsman because why not? Granted, we're probably not going to see his face that often, but all right. So we're gonna start as the swordsman, which again, high dexterity, low health, decent strength.
All people come here for the same reason. To break the curse.
You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance. Well, you never know.
Go through the door and trot along to the kingdom. But remember, hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You'll lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
Well, it's better than in Bloodborne, where an old man created your character for you, pretty much. You could talk to these ladies, and they have like a little bit of dialogue. Not a whole lot, but some stuff. But if we go up here, we got ourselves Human Effigy, which turns us hollow. Yeah, luckily for us, character creation made it so that we are able to, you know, have full health. So that's nice. I don't think we can power stance. Yeah, we can't power stance with our current weapons because we don't have the stats for them. Notice how it two-handed my left weapon by holding down triangle. I forget if that was a thing in Dark Souls 1. But yeah, you can two-hand your left-hand weapon if you hold down triangle. I'm going to take off our sword for now. Oh yeah, nice thing about the Swordsman is our weapons start off at +1 instead of just 0. So not bad, actually. Not bad at all. Yeah, if you look at our weapon screen right here, it tells you the damage it does and the extra bonus from scaling. But I don't know. I just preferred it the way it was previously. Now see, if we're looking to see about like switching over to this short sword, for example, it shows the base damage is lower, but it doesn't actually show the scaling. You'd have to switch all the way over to this screen right here to see the total damage to see if it's an upgrade or not on that front. So yeah, it's a bit weird. I don't know. I got used to it eventually, but we'll survive. But yeah, we got a bunch of life gems, and then we also started off with the 3 radiant life gems for extra healing, and then the old radiant life gem for the most healing. For the most part, I'll probably just stick with the regular life gems. Dark Sign loses all your souls, all that good stuff. This is for co-op, I think, and this is for saying, hey, get out of here, cooperator, or something like that. So let's talk to the ladies real fast. Oh, one other thing to notice here is if we go to our status right there, in the bottom right corner, it says our equip load is 23%. New to Dark Souls 2, much improved over Dark Souls 1, your maximum equip weight before fat rolling is 70%. Yeah, much better. So it's much more freedom in how you are able to roll around and stuff. I like it.
This is a limbo. A link between Drangleic and the outer world. Fair traveller, I know that you must have a story. Why else would you visit such a place? This lost, decayed kingdom.
I came here for the beard cream.
My name is Millibeth. The old women were once fire keepers. I am here to look after them. It is what my mother did, and her mother before her, and so on. The old women were keepers of the fire. But now, the fire shows signs of fading, and the kingdom is beset by hollows.
Yeah, I'm a hollow, kind of.
The old women are sisters. I am told there was a 4th. Long ago, fire keepers were commonplace. But now they are lost, scattered to the winds. The old women are locked the...
Okay, so your dialogue's done. Speaking of Firekeepers, there's a slightly different upgrade system to your Estus flasks. You don't use Firekeeper souls to increase the potency, that's for sure. So, you can kill her and get, I think, a really crappy weapon, and also I think like 5 human effigies or something like that. We might do that later in the game, but for now I'm just going to ignore it because I don't feel like doing that. Yeah, I think some of these ladies don't say anything.
You must go on a journey without rest. Well, I suppose if you find yourself at an impasse. But if your will is yet unbroken, then you may return here to start again with a clean slate. Now, go along, go along.
Okay, if they just start laughing, I'm going to skip
go
that part of the
along.
dialogue because, you know, we don't care about that. Okay, I think the old ladies are just going to laugh at us now. I think this is the way we came in. I never remember. Yeah, okay, this is the way we came in. Real fast, though, let's go out this way because there's a bonfire here, and we might as well, you know, light it. Yay, bonfire lit. And we got little tutorial stones here. Bonfire replaces respite. You may also light torches at them. Okay, so we're going to try to get this item right here. We can't pick it up, so we need to break this carriage. Let's see. If we look at our weapon, we're going to notice something. Let's see. Okay, stupid screenshots. Okay, so if we go down here, this is stability for, like, you know, shields and stuff. This is the weight right here, and this is the durability of our items. Our Scimitar +1 has 40 durability. I think in Dark Souls 1, it had like 400, or like 100, or 200, or something like that. So way less durability for pretty much everything. And if we go to, you know, the Short Sword +1, that has 60 durability. So durability plays a much higher role in this game compared to the previous games, where if you fully break a Soul of the Lost Undead and Torch. If you fully break your weapon, you have to pay a fat chunk to get it restored. However, if we look at our weapon right now, it went down 3 points from that. However, if we sit at a bonfire, our durability got restored. So our durability will go down as we attack stuff throughout the levels, but as soon as you get to a bonfire and sit down, it'll restore as long as it wasn't 100% broken. So you basically have to just keep a better eye on that. Usually it's not going to be too big of a problem, especially if you can find some like repair powder or something. You'll be able to deal with that. We could kill these little guys out here, but frankly they don't give a whole lot, so I'm not really terribly concerned about it. If I can find them. Yeah, they're going to try to run away. And then, like I said, as soon as you attack one, they all start attacking you. So you get a tiny little bit of souls out of them. Not a whole lot, but you know it's there. There we go, little itsy bitsy souls. So neato. By the way, if you're playing as a class that is missing like a headgear or something like that, you can go back down to the gear that we started with, which doesn't have great stats, but it's better than nothing, especially for like the deprived class. It'll make your life easier. Now let's go ahead and try out this life gem real fast. We'll pop that, and yeah, our health just recovers at a steady rate. Now something to keep in mind about this is if you use it and your health goes up to full, and you have like 5 seconds left on the life gem and you take damage, it won't continue to heal. Once you get to full health, it'll stop the heal. So you want to watch out for that. Alright, this guy right here, he is called an ogre, I think. He's a giant pain in the ass. He's big, he's strong, he has lots of health. He has a grab attack you want to watch out for. You want to watch out for his swipe right there, because he has a he has 2 swipes and he falls down. That fall down does plenty of damage. You don't have to fight this guy if you don't want to, because frankly, as you can see, he puts him in a fight. My main goal is to try to bait him into either that grab attack right there, which lets us get off a couple of hits, or try to bait him into doing his little fall into the ground right here. Pop that life gem. By the way, I think life gem crushing speed is also affected by your adaptability. If you're a mage, you can stand back and fire off your soul arrows at this guy. Ooh, that big swipe right there hurts. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like the R2 combo actually works out pretty well for this guy. Hit R2 and then R2 again for that double swipe right there. Ah, okay. There we go. And we killed him, we got 1,000 souls right off the bat. Not too shabby, and he drops a stone ring. That increases the poise damage that you do to enemies. Let's see. Now, rings have been slightly changed. They also have weight and durability. For the most part, durability on rings is not going to be a huge deal. I think the better the ring, the lower the durability is, and you'll have to pay to recover it. But for the most part, it shouldn't be a huge deal to worry about. Let's grab the gold pine resin, which gives you lightning damage on your weapon. Fantastic. Let's go. Yeah, that guy can be a bit of a pain in the ass. If you can't kill him now, don't worry about it. You can come back to him later. It's not a huge deal. And then I think down over to the right, there's an item. I don't think there's anything over here. I think it just drops down to... Yeah, it drops down to that little ledge that we were at earlier. But yeah, if we come over here... And... There's an item... Oh, there it is. Drop down right there. And pick up our item. Smooth and silky stone. We turn that into the crows, and we get something out of it. And let's see, let's go back over this way, and there we go. Actually, I think you could have walked and got that item just, yeah, you could have just walked and got it from the sisters. You wouldn't have fought the troll, but, oh well. Okay, as is tradition for, when I play a Souls game, I spend forever on the tutorial, so you guys will get 2 episodes for the starting day of the series here, because, well, I spent way too long here. In the next episode, we'll go through the rest of the actual tutorial area, and then go from there. Let's see. Yeah, our durability went down to almost half, so not too bad. We'll be able to, fix that. We'll be able to, just fix that just by sitting on the bonfire, so we're good. By the way, you'll notice that there's no level up option at the bonfire. Once again, we have to go talk to a maiden of some variety to level up our stats, which we'll worry about either next episode or the episode after. So guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time on Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.